Hello, today I'm going to do a demonstration on the Firefly control panel in our Coachmen Beyond. Right now the screen is kind of like in a standby mode right now, but if you tap it, it comes to life. And there we go. This is the home page, which you get to it by pressing the little home button right here. There's a home, there's a lighting page, climate, and then settings. Now I have an Li3 system, so I don't have a generator. If I had a generator, there'd be another button over here for the generator controls. So unfortunately, I can't explain that or demonstrate that, but most of the other systems operate the same. So we'll start with the home button. Under the home button, this is where you see at a quick glance your air conditioner status, your battery status, and your tanks, your water pump, and your lighting and your awning. For example, right now my freshwater tank is empty. My gray tank is empty, and my black tank has 70%, and the propane tank is 100%. Let's see. The water pump is turned off because it's gray. If you tap it and it turns blue, that means it came on. Tap it again, it turns off. My house battery, that's the lithium battery package right now, is at 13.1 volts. And the chassis battery is 12.6. That's the actual Ford chassis battery that starts the engine. The section right here is the air conditioner. This is the temperature that the coach is in right now, and that's the temperature that the air conditioner is set to reach. Because there's a little blue snowflake there, that means that the air conditioner itself is running. If I were to turn this up like this, now the air conditioner thinks that it's reached its point that it wants to be at, 80 degrees. The air conditioner will turn off. Now there's just a little icon there that shows a fan. And the fan is still running, but the fan is going to stay on because of a setting that I have selected right here. I'll show you that real quick. Right here. I have the fan set under manual control. The air conditioner is turned on, but it's reached its point, so it's not running right now. If I were to put the fan into auto mode, that little fan icon disappears and the fan turns off, and you can see that right here. So that shows that when you look at this, that if there's nothing here, that means nothing's happening. I'll turn the air conditioner back down. Now the fan came on. It'll run for a few seconds, and then the air conditioner will fire up. And there we go, and now we got air conditioning again. So that's what you can do right here. You can just see this and you can quickly change the temperature. If you want to go into further control for the air conditioner, you come into here, you can turn the air on and off by tapping that, and you can also manually adjust the fan speed, which takes it out of auto mode. What's nice about that is, let's say it's at nighttime and you just want the fan to run but not the air conditioner. You can actually just tap this, and you can even leave the air conditioner off, but the fan will be at that speed no matter what's happening. So back to the home page. This is the master control for the lights. You can turn all the lights on or off. When you do that, when you turn them on, it brings them back to the lights that you had set up originally. For example, I have these 4 lights come on. If I were to add the bathroom light, for example, if I were to add the bathroom light and I turn them off now, when I turn it back on, the bathroom light will come on. If I had turned that off, I turn them off, when I turn it back on, it just goes back to the lights that you had when you turned them off using the master. Also, on the lighting page, you'll notice that there is exterior lights, and then there's the front section and the rear section. The rear section is kind of strange because it doesn't really make sense, because the bathroom is really in the middle. But it's just how they have them labeled. But the thing to notice really is that the awning, the porch, the bath, and the reading do not have that little up and down arrow next to them. The little up and down arrow gives you the ability to dim the lights. For example, I just turned on this light, but it puts a bad glare on the screen. But if I hold that button down, you can see the light gets brighter, and then once it reaches its full brightness, it'll come back down. So if you tap it again, and it'll come down and dim. And then you can leave it at that position wherever you set it to. I'm going to turn that back off right now though, because it puts a glare on the screen. So that's your lighting page. Under climate, I already just explained that. You turn your air conditioner on or off. These are not used, so they're just grayed out. The snowflake shows the air conditioner's running. And then over here is the settings page. This is where there's a little bit of changes you can make. For example, the clock right up here, it says 10:22. You can adjust that by just tapping this, or the minutes, and you can also change it to 24-hour mode by pushing that. Now when you go up, it goes in like 1300. Otherwise it would say PM. Okay, so that's your clock. There's a dimming feature here where you can have it auto dim, so if you don't touch it after a while, the panel will go black like it was at the beginning of the video. You can turn that on or off. And this, you can set the brightness of the screen by tapping here or lowering it down. I like it in about the middle. This cleaning mode, when you press this, it gives you 15 seconds that you can wipe the screen off. If there's like fingerprints or grease or whatever on it, you can wipe the screen off and not change any settings or affect anything. After 15 seconds, the screen will come back into its active mode. Just like this. Okay. There's a Fahrenheit button or a Celsius. If you want your system to read in Fahrenheit or Celsius, you just change that. It says that I have a floor plan of 22C Li3, and I'll show you how to get to that. You can't change that right here. But if you go into manufacturer options, this is where you can change it. And you can see that this is designed that you could run it on either the Gallerias, they have the 24 numbers, like 24 foot A, Q, T, FL, or the Beyonds, 22 DC, rear bath, or an Li3. So it's selected there. I also have a Pro Air air conditioner, but I do not have a generator, so that's not highlighted. This IC controls, from what I understand, that's for future use that Firefly might have. It's nothing that we have right now for Coachmen, so that's for future use for the Firefly. We'll go back to this page here. There is a mobile app. If you tap that, it'll bring up, it's called Mira, M-I-R-A, and it'll show your settings. So let's see. There we go. It's Mira Touch. It's an app you can get from the Google store. It's like 99¢, and that you can use your cell phone to control the panel here remotely up to like 30 feet. So we're going to get out of that. Okay. And when you bring that up, it'll show you the passwords you need to use to access it. There's a diagnostic page. Now this one right here is interesting because you can see right now that my fan is running at 20%, the Pro Air fan, and the compressor's on low. If the temperature were to be raised to turn off the air conditioner, that compressor would kick off. So Deb's in the back and she's going to raise the temperature, which will turn off that compressor. So I think right now it's set to there we go. So the compressor just kicked off, but the fan is still running because we have that at 20%. If that were to be put into auto, the fan will kick off. Okay, so now the fan is off and the everything's off on the Pro Air. It's just sitting up on the roof doing nothing. This green light shows that I'm plugged in to my shore power, and the ignition is not lit up because the motor's turned off. If I were to start the engine, that ignition light would come on. Okay, the temperature in the coach, it says right here, is 80 degrees. Now if she were to turn the air conditioner back down to, let's say, 74 degrees, the air conditioner would say, oh, I got to turn on, so it's raising the fan. The fan came up to 100%, and then the air conditioner will kick on pretty soon. There we go. And the compressor came on both high and low because it's really going to try to cool. Depending on where the temperature point is, like if you had it set to 78, no, don't worry about that. If it was set to 78, maybe only the low would come on. But since it has to cool a lot more, it's going to do the high. This also shows you the firmware version and the configuration version of the G12 and the status. You can see the 5-inch color display. That's the firmware in that. It's green. And the 7-inch. So I have two panels. I have a 7 up front and I have a 5-inch in the back. Those are my two control panels. That's the lights. You can see what's on. Anytime one of these is working, like if I were to turn on the freshwater heater up here, that should have turned on. It didn't turn on. Okay. Let's see, anything else? Nope, that's it. Okay. So this shows your outputs. If it's green, it's active basically. And then the cooling, talked about that, the lights, and then the home page. So that right there is basically the running of the Firefly. If you have any questions, just let me know and I'll get back with you. Just leave a comment in the video. And oh, the water pump, I forgot that you turn the water pump on, it turns bright blue, you turn it off. So that's that. Okay, if you have any questions, just leave a comment. I hope this was helpful and have a great day. Bye.